Spoil mama on the go, lighten up the road, caring heart and bubbly smile, lifting up the load. Sweet and helpful, got that cheer, every friend all year. Witty spark and endless laughs, always bringing near. Heaven, shoulder, soul, sailing wide. Oceans travel far, discover more. Seas that sparkle blue, cruising waves, the breeze in air. Trail without a map, mom and family side by side. Take another lap, oh my land. Take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love will always go. Oh my land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Love that leads the way. In your arms we find the strength, rocking every day. Smiles that shine on rainy days, through the fog and mist. In your warmth, our hearts are held. Feel that gentle kiss. Oh, like the land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love will always go. Oh, like the land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Mountains high, valleys low, through it all you stand. Anchor strong in stormy seas, steady as the land. Memory of every trip, laughter on the breeze. With you, life's an endless ride, always here to please.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Angry Cat saying, nope, not today, but it's been a long day. As I know, a few of you joined me this morning on my little road trip from London back to town. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out, without taking my eyes off the road too long, how to get the chat up, but I did check the chat afterwards. I know near the end it was Roxy and Busby, and there was a new one in there, and Sean S. It's a long time YouTube friend. Oh, speaking of Roxy, she's here.
Hello.
Hello, Roxanne. How are you today?
I'm all right.
Thanks for coming in this morning. Sorry I couldn't figure it out till afterwards. I need to practice more going live on my phone, I guess, to know where everything is.
Well, if you're driving, you can't see the chat because you got to drive.
Yeah. If I thought about it before I left the airport, when I got everything set up, I would have figured out where the chat was. But
If Yeah, if you two would put on there where you could hear someone talk while you're driving, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah. It was a long day. I didn't sleep well last night, and then my cousin was supposed to be. We were supposed to be on the road at 6:45 this morning, and about 6:35, she messages me and says my flight's been delayed. We'll leave about 8:30. Okay. So I sit down on the couch and thought, I'm no sense going upstairs. So I sit on the couch and have a nap, and I couldn't fall asleep. So I ended up listening to Eddie's live this morning, chatted in there, and then it was time to go. Let's see, we got Scott in here. Hello, Scott. I just part of me when I got home, I was up for a little bit, and I was sitting in the living room. My son went to work later on, but I was sitting in the living room, and I could feel myself doing the head bob. I was like, no, I'll come upstairs, and I laid down for probably an hour or so, and then get up and get at the ready for the live stream tonight. My plan was going early. Original plan, coming home, having a nap, and then doing editing. I got no editing done, but I made some notes. That's about it.
I started taking my tree down today.
That's good.
Wasn't going to take it down. I was going to just shove it in the closet. Well, it's about so foot too tall. Someone said, "We'll just take the top half off." Well, it's still too wide, so I said, "No, I got to take it down." I didn't want to have to take it down and read. I'm only 4'9", and that 6-foot tree is a little too tall.
Yeah, it takes up less space in the box. I know there's some people talk about putting wrapping it up in like a saran wrap or some kind of wrap in that, or putting a clear garbage bag or something over top and stuffing it away, but then it's taking up space in a closet or a corner of a room or something.
Yeah, I could have slid it all the way to my guest bedroom, one of my 2 guest bedrooms, but that was too much trouble. It don't slide too good. So I'm just taking it apart.
I tried to move ours. I was doing something, and it started to do a little tip, and I'm like, no. I already lost I lost one ornament this year. It was an old one that belonged to my parents, because a cat tried to go after a squirrel and knocked the side of the tree and knocked it off. But
yeah, one of my ornaments broke, but they were just little, new ones I just bought, so it didn't matter. It wasn't nothing important.
This one was a glass one, and it was a little bell. I would have been less bummed out if it had been one of the other ones. Kind of the bell, and there's one that looks like a pine cone that I kind of like. And then a couple other glass ones were just, one was I don't know, it was kind of that shape. That one of them is bummed. There's another one too. Must have got, I don't know if it got broken or if it's just in another box. I have one that looks like a long horn that was my parents', but oh well. I can't keep everything forever.
No.
And I said by the time I'm gone, they're not going to matter to my kids. My kids don't have the sentimental value of those ones. They get more of a laugh out of the ones that they made in cubs or beavers, or there's one my youngest made in preschool, and they laugh when they put that one on the tree. I don't know what it is. It was some kind of little seed pod type of thing, and they rolled it in glitter or sequins or something, and it had a pipe cleaner attached to it. But I have a piece of tape on it saying, it was this kid, and they made it at preschool. Oh well. Those ones I laugh about. Or there's one that's a mouse made out of a walnut. They kind of look at me every year they put it on. So they're good for laughs. I had that on. I think I have it on video somewhere. What the is this?
Yeah, that would be me. What is it and why, you know?
Well, I know I still have another whole bin of Christmas ornaments. My parents or my mom used to buy me one every year, and they were usually well, there were some that were glass and they were just a round thing, and it had the year and might have had something about daughter on it, and then a lot of them were the satin ones, and they're still in boxes in the one bin, but you get to the point you can't put everything on the tree. Maybe I need to one year go through and try to take out ones that I don't have no importance and donate them or something. I don't know. Oh, excuse me.
Yep, I have a bag full of my mother's old ornaments and some we used to use, and I decided I wanted modern day, you know? Keep them, but don't put them on this year.
I have two trees. I picked up a second tree. I don't know whether it was when my friend's dad passed away or there was somebody else. Well, it's a brand new tree in a box. It's never been opened. I thought, it'd be neat to put a second one up somewhere, but I'm not one to put in one in my room, and I don't think the kids want one downstairs in the basement because there's not a lot of space. But who knows? Maybe I'll give it away to somebody.
Right.
Maybe pass it on to somebody that could use it. That would be the kind thing to do. I know that we have a Facebook group. It's Give a Hand, Take a Hand, and it's strictly it's a local one, and it's strictly giving it or receiving stuff. You're not allowed in the group to ask for money for anything. But if you need, somebody needs just enough groceries to get through till payday or when their paycheck or whatever government something comes through, or if you have something that you don't no longer need, like Christmas tree or kids' clothes or somebody's adult clothes, and you don't want to drop it off at Goodwill or something like that, you can post it in there and say, private message me for pickup. I have a bag full of kids' clothes size, whatever.
I've seen some of those kind of websites. There was one called Free something other. It was all over. You could go and get stuff. Free something. And just about every county or town had it. Free something.com. I don't know what it was on Facebook, but you could go free something, go there, and you couldn't sell anything. It had to be giveaway only,
Yep. Nice things to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, this year I'm focusing on kindness. And that's a way of spreading some kindness. I did come up with some ideas of doing random acts of kindness. I did a little video, play it shortly. But it's like, because I was sitting down and thinking, okay, what can I do? So I'm not only trying to be kind to myself and be kind to others and not get upset over things that, that really aren't worth it.
Yeah.
Getting upset with people or angry with people, or I'll take an example here. New Year's Eve day, I went and bought myself a couple of canned mixed drinks. The New Year's Eve, I had one, and then another night, I had one up here. And it was on my live, and I was going to open it and have it, and then I never did, and it got warm, so I put it down in the fridge. And then the other day, I was straightening out the fridge, and I was thinking, oh, I should have my other Mike's Hard Lemonade. I looked through that fridge, and it's not in there. So I mentioned something later, and I just kind of, I couldn't find my Mike's Hard Lemonade. And my son said, well, maybe his girlfriend took it. Part of me inside at first got kind of, it's in my head's going, well, but she asked, or, so taking things aren't yours. And then part of me just like, you know what? It was worth $3.50. It's not worth getting upset over. No sense
Yeah.
getting, you know, upset about it and making a big deal. I just go back to what I do is if I buy something and I want it for me, we keep a thing of painter's tape on the top of the fridge, and there's a marker in the thing on the side, and I put mom on it, and I don't know if it's something I want to keep just for me, and that way you don't get upset or snap at somebody and say something you might regret because they took that and I wanted it. You didn't put your name on it, so if you want it for yourself, mark it. If you want to share it, it's in there and it's for everybody. So.
Yeah, unless you done it, unless you say the bottom shelf is yours, the middle shelf is mine, you know. But you can't always do that because everything don't fit always on those shelves.
And I have a smaller fridge. It's I say not quite apartment size, but it's not big. And you go get even a few groceries and you put it in there, and it's like, okay, where am I gonna put this? Because there's two crispers on the bottom, and there's the deli drawer. So you got this shelf and the top shelf. I try to keep all the tall stuff on, and it's like, where am I gonna put stuff? And part of me is thinking, well, I should look maybe see if I can find a mini fridge. We used to have one of those down in the basement till it got broken. Well, maybe I should find a mini fridge or one of those little ones that I've seen on different families' channels that have little one. The kids have one and they just stock a few things and they're a little bit bigger than the makeup type fridge things, and have that in my room and put things in it. But I know in our pantry we kind of divided up because at some point in time my oldest will be moving in with us when they get the house sold. But so we kind of started. I cleaned out the pantry the one day. This is months ago because I thought it would sell sooner. But it's like, okay, this is top shelf is my son and his girlfriend. Second shelf is mine. Third shelf is family, and the bottom shelf would be my oldest. Well, right now,
Do what? Did you freeze?
use
I think you're freezing up or me one.
oh,
Hello.
I kind of flickered. That kind of flickered there.
Yeah, you did flicker.
I,
You froze like 15
I see
seconds.
that. Yeah. Well, I touched the thing where the microphone is, so maybe I'll keep my hands to myself.
Yeah.
Dry throat already. Don't touch things. I'll just touch the mouse. Don't touch anything else. So I will play the video. We are almost 20 minutes in. If I can find it. Just some ideas. So I was just going to chat tonight about, ideas of random acts of kindness we can do in the community. But these are just some random acts that you could do anywhere. Well, I can find it. I'm going to play it from Canva because for some reason it didn't want to upload. Hello, where are you? It's taking its time. Okay. Come on. It's going to take its time loading as I preview.
Morning dust on the windowsill, old notes in a crooked, every line from a different war. Fold them once, I don't fold them back. Trash bag humming in my hand, heartbeat loud and quiet all. One deep breath as I throw it. I'm done replaying it all.
Check on loved ones.
Ways to kindness, let the ink run clean Every scar becomes a compass, pointing where I wanna go. Gonna turn the page to
Mm.
kindness, watch a softer story grow.
Coffee cup in a chipped gray mug, steam curls like a little truce. I forgive the face in the mirror for the things I used as proof. Text threads that used to hold me, cleared out with a trembling thumb. Now my hands feel a little lighter. Now my future gets to come.
I'm gonna turn the page to kindness, let the ink run clean this time. Leave the heavy words behind us, like the darkened cross that line. Every scar becomes a compass, pointing where I wanna go. Gonna turn the page to kindness, watch a softer story grow.
Just a few thoughts in there. I know the interesting thing was started a ripple effect type thing. You look seen this one in there about paying for the person behind you. Now I haven't done that, but I've been the benefactor of that, and all I had done, I was pulling into the Tim Hortons coffee shop, and there was kind of a lineup coming off the one road, but there's another spot where people could come in. There had been a couple of cars sitting there, so I let them go ahead of me. It's like I'm not in a rush. Let these people go. Maybe they're in a hurry to get to work or something. And by the time I pulled up, when I went to pay for my stuff, the lady said the person that hadn't paid for you. And I was like, wow, that was nice. She wanted to thank you for letting her in because she would have been waiting forever. It's like such a simple thing to do. Go ahead of me. Doing that if I'm out in the car and it's raining or it's freezing cold, there's people walking. It doesn't hurt me to stop for a minute because I'm in a nice warm dry car and let them go across so they can get inside where it's warm and dry. You do something nice for somebody or smile at somebody, and they smile at somebody or do something nice for somebody, and it has that ripple effect. And then the other thing in there, simple please and thank you. And I've done something for somebody, or somebody's wanted me to do something, and then they say something, and I just kind of think, I could have said please, but then I'm not focusing on that right now. But it's just I stopped for a brief second and went, they didn't say please or thank you, but so I try to make sure I say please or thank you. But I've been just kind of trying to go through my head and think, what things can we do in our community to spread some kindness or share some kindness?
One thing, if you go to someone else's chat room and you can't actually type in the room, leave them a comment later saying, I was there. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I like lurkers, but I never know who some of the lurkers are because no one comments on the video afterwards or the live.
Well, I know at one point when I was driving today, I could see there was 7 people there, but not being able to get the chat up, I don't know if they were just lurking or whether people were trying to comment. I won't be able to see that until it's like 24 hours before you can see the replay on the chat.
Yeah. That's what I like about you can go back and say, I was there, busy.
Yeah, I was doing dishes or I was cooking, but I was listening.
Yeah.
Well, I was surprised last week, my live stream. I had one point, I think there was like 15 people. And I'm like, I just kind of wonder who's out there, but I may only had 6 or 7 people that were chatting. And I just kind of, I wonder who's out there. But if you can't chat right now, come by and leave me a comment afterwards saying, "Hey, I was there. I enjoyed your live," or here's a thought about kindness, or if there's something about my life you think needs improving, constructive criticism. Don't be hateful, but constructive criticism. Say, hey, maybe you could do this, and that would help. No, I've been doing lives for I think 4 years now, but I can always learn. Still trying to learn with all this StreamYard stuff because things change, and then YouTube things change.
Yes, very much so.
Just when you think you got things figured out.
I know. I've been going live through my YouTube channel. It's going to be me in the kitchen, because I know my friends are all busy these days. But I tried to show my Minecraft game, and I went straight through the YouTube app because I get more people showing up. Well, their plug-in to show another game or another thing kept coming in and out. It wouldn't. We don't see you playing. We don't see your game.
Yeah, that I wouldn't be able to figure out.
No. So I don't know if it was me or YouTube.
I was kind of disappointed when they changed it, because they used to be able in the media assets have video clips. But they went from having the countdown with the black background and the numbers that you could use part of your. So I had a live intro, and I had an outro, and I had some other things saved, but I can't use them now because they've made that part of the paid thing. Well, until I get to the point where I make some money on YouTube, I don't need to make a lot, but it'd be nice to make enough to cover maybe, a StreamYard subscription or an editing software subscription that I can do better editing on my videos.
Right.
Oh, well. I just have to find where those videos are.
Yeah, I tried to put up my end of the year review video, and it had quite a pictures of Candy, and I was going to put the last picture as Candy, my Rest in Peace little video. Well, my editing software kept kicking it out and wasn't taking it. So I said, let me try again yesterday, and it kicked it out. So I did another one today, something else, and it took it. I said, I guess Candy didn't want me to put her picture up there.
I know I've been doing, as you know, thank you for sharing some of your pictures and videos from the cruise.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do some editing with that. I have some stuff that was shared by someone else, and I'm trying to edit it. Not so much with yours. I think there's only one of yours I've had issues with, but there's a couple longer ones, and it's like, okay, can I if I upload this to my Canva to edit down to take just a clip out of it, because there's some really good clips out of this other one, but I don't want the whole long video, but it's too big to edit on Canva, so I gotta learn, maybe figure something else. So anybody out there knows any better
way to do things?
Better editing software that doesn't cost anything, like if I paid for editing software, I probably have a lot more advantages, but again, a monthly payment for that is not something I want to do right now.
Yeah, one of the pictures I sent you, Dan, he was standing under the shower cleaning up. That's his first thing with Alana. I was supposed to follow them, but Alana got there and found them before I did, and they took off, and they were on the first boat out or whatever. Tinder, I think it was that day.
Yeah.
But that was a picture of him washing, off the sand in the ocean. So I'm sure Alana had some pictures, I hope, of him in there. If not, it's okay.
I've got a few pictures, and you've got a few. kind of waiting on. I know some other people on the board got a few pictures that they have shared, but I did make. I already share. I already shared the or published the video. It was just a whole bunch of uh, pictures that I had of Dan.
Right.
I thought I had more video, but
Well, I
apparently,
took some video on 7 Mile Beach. I did a live there. So if you need any of that, you have to go back to the live and find it and see if you can get it from there.
well, I like the you got. I did take a clip of the where you had me and Dan and Crystal in the water. That little
Yeah.
clip before people started walking in front of you. But it's
Yeah.
there's us out in the water.
Yeah. I said, there's my friends in the water. I said, I'm not getting in because I'm not following. When I was younger, several years back, the water wasn't as choppy as it is anywhere you go now. And it's until you can get out past where it's out choppy, I can't do that anymore. I'm only 4'9". It's hard to get out there.
That one wasn't too bad. That it didn't really drop because I went out quite far and it was still at chest height, and I was like, where can I get it up to like at least my shoulders? Because I just thought, I just kind of float. It's like, nope, it's got to here, and it's like
You'd be a little bit taller than me.
but the bottom was sandy, which was nice. I'm trying to remember back to when we were in Cozumel at Nachi Kokum. That water was a little rougher, and it seems to
There
me
was
like
there was no beach. It was all gone.
it kind of dropped, and I think it was rocks in the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I didn't spend a lot of time in the water.
Well, I had water shoes on, but I think there was kind of or coarser sand.
Nachi Kokum had coarser sand. I was looking at my collection right back here.
Yeah.
And Nachi Kokum reminds me more of the sand around here. It's instead of being like some of the softer sand is like, I don't know, coral or shells or something that's been ground up fine by the water. Whereas here it's like rocks. It's like teeny tiny microscopic little pebbles. And Nachi's kind of like that. Belize was a little bit like that too. But 7 Mile Beach was like the nice stuff.
Yeah, it was nice and soft and
It
white.
reminded me very much of the sand in Cuba. It was white and it was just like powder. It was so soft. Still could get hot.
Yeah.
But not the sand here, Lake Huron, it gets hot and it burns your feet.
Yeah. Another kindness thing, you could share some of your pictures like I did, I don't mind sharing them.
And a couple of videos, they haven't been published yet or released yet. Like I do give you credit. Thanking you for the pictures, and it's only fair if you shared something with me that I give you credit for it.
Now, I almost went too far back and gave you pictures from California. I said, no, that wasn't our trip. I said to stop. I said, I was going too far. Yeah.
The other thing, not so much that we do. We can do it on lives and like listening to what people have to say. If they want to share thoughts or feelings and not judging stuff, or other things, volunteering to help with things, where that's something in the community or something in our community here. Like if somebody's doing something and they need some help, hey, I'll help out. Or like donating to charity, and I'm going to push Helping Hands for Cruising because it's one of my favorite charities.
I go down to our the church I'm a member of, but don't go there anymore. But I go down once a month when I remember, and I help them out with their food drive every month. because I don't need the food, but if I'm gonna go take, say, 3 or 4 sweet potatoes, I might as well go and help them out, saying that I've earned those sweet potatoes. Because
Okay.
it's for those that really need it, and we have cars lined up a lot, way deep sometimes. So
I know sometimes ours is lined up, or the parking lot's full sometimes before it opens, and like they don't start taking people through until 9:30. Like, but you can get into the building at 8:30, and there's people sometimes outside at 8 o'clock waiting.
hmm
And rain, snow, heat. There's I've seen people out
yeah,
early, like once they let sirens again. Holy smokes! Once you get into the building, they give you a number. We used to have them at the meat departments. You take a number, wait your turn to get whatever meat, but you take a little number thing, and you wait your turn, and then 9:30, it's okay. They open the other little office, and they call your number. You go in there, they check you in, make sure you can only go every so many weeks, and that all your information's still the same. And then you go wait in another little room before they take you into the little room it's not a whole lot bigger than my bedroom, and it's got shelves and fridges around the outside, and then another shelf 2 sides down the middle, and they have volunteers, a little shopping cart, and it's on a point system. You can go through, and you can take so many of these, you can have so many of those depending on your family size, which it's a nice that way, because there's some food banks it's just like, here's a box of stuff.
yeah. Ours is we usually they have volunteers the day before go in and box it, and then we set the boxes out and they pull them up. And if they don't want, we tell them what we got, and if they don't want something in the box, we pull it out. We say we got so and so. Do y'all want it? Or they just hand it to them.
I know they got doing a lot of that during the COVID lockdown.
Right.
That they were out taking them and taking the boxes. So if you got a family size or an individual size, and delivering to people's houses, and you show up with the box, here you go, and it's like, well, you feel like you're wasting if you don't like this, or you're allergic to that or whatever. But I do think this one's cool. I think the other ones are, there's 2 others that can rotate through it in the same system. I think
Right.
here's a box of stuff kind of thing. Whereas
Yeah.
the one I have used, you can go in and almost like shop for. You go in and okay, you got Little Caesars leftovers from the day before here. You can get crazy breads and pizzas. That doesn't cost you any points, and you can get, if they got milk and eggs and butter. Some of those cost you a point, some don't. Then they have like a freezer, and it's a lot of times it's meat and stuff, and depending on your family size and the supply, you can get 1 meat, or you can get 2 or 3, depending on your family size, and you can get one of the frozen whatever non-meat, and then they got like a cooler that's got salads from the grocery store from a day or 2 before. Everything's usually still pretty good, and then you got all your dry goods around the thing, and the thing in the middle has like personal care items on one side, and sometimes some pet stuff, and the other side's got produce, and then the far end's got bread stuff, and it depends on the supply and demand. Some days people gone in, and you can get 1 and 1. You can get 1 bread or 2 breads, and you can get 1 sweet, which is could be muffins, could be
Cupcakes.
cookies, cupcakes. Sometimes it's been nice cakes. So you just never know when you go in.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim Time, how are you doing? Been
Hey,
a while.
Tim. Yeah, what I like about volunteering is when you volunteer, the volunteers can pick out if they want the whole box of stuff, or they can just go in there and get what they want. Because I can't use it all. Sometimes I carry it to my neighbor, and sometimes it's stuff I don't even want at all. Because I don't eat it or don't like it. Or
I
just Doesn't look good to me. Had today off.
I know. Well, then when I usually go on a Friday, because the two people I know work in the office part where they process you through. For the one is a friend of my aunt's, and another person I knew through scouting, and it's they know me well enough, and they just ask the questions. I haven't had to pull out my ID and show them because they know who I am, but I show my proof of income and stuff like that. But I often think that would be cool to do, if just go in and volunteer there, whether to be in the processing the people through to the next part, or helping the people that are shopping around for a few groceries, kind of thing. Nice and warm down there in Kentucky, 60 some degrees. That would be nice. It actually was warmer here today. It was, I think when I was leaving the airport, it was 7 degrees Celsius. So that was maybe in the teens in Fahrenheit. I know by the time I got back to town and got to Walmart, I had this t-shirt, I had my Carnival Breeze hoodie on, and then I had my fleece hoodie over top, and I got out of the car and it's like, I don't need this fleece hoodie. And I was almost ready in Walmart to take off the other hoodie, but I wasn't in there that long. Yeah, well, it is that's chilly here, but or maybe chilly for you, but it's when you've been in the minuses, I'll take +7. I think we're supposed to get it like maybe +10 or something, maybe next week, or +9. That's not bad. I think it's supposed to rain. We're saying rain tonight. Well, it's not freezing rain like those couple days after Christmas. We got the freezing rain and then the wind.
Yeah, we had rain yesterday, I think it was, for a little bit. But it's warm. It's in the 60s, 65 here.
I'd be okay with that right now.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with 50s and 60s. To me, that's warm when you're up here and you've been in the minuses. I know I think both first two cruises going in October and coming home being end of October, first week in November. And it's like, I come home and I'm just wearing my hoodie from the cruise rather than putting winter coats and boots and stuff on. Coming back this time in December, it was a different story. But I think the first two times it was like the 50s or 60s. It was like, I can deal with this.
Well, coming down there to meet y'all and surprise y'all, I went outdoor. I had a couple hours. Well, not that long, but anyway. And I had my dress on that everybody likes. I said, I got to go back in. I went back in, unzipped my suitcase, swapped that dress for a pair of pants. I said, I don't care. I mean, it was 30 degrees outside. Did not know it was going to be that cold.
That would be
It was freezing.
I think it was around freezing when we left.
Right.
It's 7 Celsius right now. I was looking to see what. It was supposed to go up to 8 by midnight. Is that rain? Yeah, it's rain in the forecast. Between 8 and 11. I hope it stops by 11 or shortly after. My son doesn't have to walk home in the rain.
Well, the U.S. has been having a lot of fog. Over half of the U.S. had fog. Don't know what that means or anything, but in the morning they've been having so much fog that some of the foghorns have been going off in certain towns.
Well, I think was fog. I think it was fog that delayed my cousin's flight this morning because we came across some heavy fog and spots on the way down. I can see the sun trying to peek through, but we've had some freezing cold temperatures and the ground's got cold, and now the air is warm. So the hot and cold together. Brother in Toledo, Ohio's had some snow and way colder temps off Lake Erie. Well, like I was saying today, this morning in my life when I was driving, it's like between London and Strathroy and the other side of London, that's all kind of a snow belt that gets all the lake effect snow. Where now we don't get so much of that anymore right down here in Sarnia. Let's see, Friday 13 Celsius. Ooh. Then Saturday's 3, -1, 2, 4. Of course, it's going to rain on for tomorrow. 70% chance tomorrow. 90% chance Saturday. Yuck. Oh well. I'm not planning on going out anywhere.
Yeah. But I don't know if you've been keeping up with the U.S. and the Walk for Peace. The monks that are walking for peace, they're walking for peace and kindness, for the world. No matter where you're from or what nationality you are, or what you are, be kind and be peaceful.
You get more accomplished with being kind to others and being peaceful and not, getting upset and putting people down and treating people like garbage.
Yeah.
And we need more of that spread around the world. So if we can start by a small thing here, and like I said, ripple effect, you do something nice for somebody and then they think, well, that made me feel good, and they do something nice for somebody else, and it goes on and on. You never know what you can start.
Yeah. Something else could be nice is like we're a cruising group. You see a cruise real cheap, but I can't find that cruise real cheap. So you just text me a little note saying, "Hey, I found it on so and so page at this price," and it might help somebody out. If you find a bargain in your town, and they have that same store in their town, you could say, "Hey, I know you like so and so. Did you know it was on sale somewhere?"
Yeah, hey, Aldi's has got this on, or Walmart's got that on, or
yeah,
I know you've been looking for such and such. Or if you're out and about and able to, and it's like, hey, I'm out here. I know you like this product. You need some. I can pick you up some.
Yeah.
Save a person the trip if you can afford to do that for somebody else. It saves them the gas, and hey, when you go to drop it off, have a little visit. Talk to them for a while. Maybe.
Hello, Miss D.
Maybe it's somebody that's a shut-in or a senior that doesn't get out. And,
Yeah, our friend Dan has a website. I can't remember it. He gave it to me years ago, and it's one of those that every day they would advertise something on the internet that might be free or might be cheap. But I never could get it to work half of the time. But he goes over there and they're giving away this free, like it's not a plug-in, it's whatever on the computer. Mm-hmm. Something you use for your computer. It's free for that day. And so, but I can't get it to work, and I'm gonna have to ask Dan again what it is, so if I can get it to work this time on another computer.
And if you do something and you get something free, or if you get, for some reason you get more than one, hey, you go shout it out to somebody else. Hey, you were looking at that thing. I got two. You want one?
Yeah, that's like, I love going to your local arts and craft festivals run by your county, because you're going to have people there. And this is a thing you pull out and set your phone down with. It was free at TwitchCon. So the little things like that, you go into those and they got these little pop sockets. They may be cheap, but they'll get somebody by until they can afford a more expensive one. Get an extra if they'll allow you to have it. Pass it on.
Because I keep missing not wanting to admit that I'm getting up there in age, but every year they have, I think it's in the spring, they have like a senior living thing, and it's like an open house type thing. I would say like a fair, but there's things that you can find out how to buy cheap, but there's also things like hey, did you know, seniors, you can do this or you can get that, or here's a free little thing for your phone, or a little thing for your, you put this on your fridge. Here's some special numbers or a special magnet or whatever. It's cool to go to that. And I know there's some places that even advertise that, hey, they'll pick you up and take you there. But
Yeah.
I keep missing those. Not being able to admit I want them up in that senior age, but hey.
We even have one for animal. We had a park dog at the park kind of thing where they had vendors for dog stuff. Now that I don't have a dog, I don't need to go. But when I did go, I got extra from a neighbor and gave her, because they gave me bones that were big enough for this, like for a 40 or 50 pound dog, and this little 18 pound dog needs a tiny little bone. So I had two of them. I gave them to her next door. Her dog loved them. He's a 60, 70 pound dog. He's big.
It seems to me there's I think it's like a boarding thing, but they also have like a doggy daycare. I think it's a fox and hound retreat or something like that, and they do a thing every year, and I always seem to miss that one too. But that'd be cool to go do. And
When I can get up the nerve, I've got a bunch of Candy's food, and they said they would take it. She was boarded at, so I'm taking that up there, and I'm going through my sheets. And I asked her, "Do y'all want sheets? Some of them are stained, some of them are not so good. Do y'all want them?" She said, "We'll take them, because the dog's just going to lay on them and get them dirty anyway, but they're clean."
we've
So,
we've donated like blankets and towels and that to the Humane Society, and kind of was only a couple weeks before Callie passed. Trevor bought him a great big soft bed for him to lay on rather than the floor. And those videos of him laying in it, and after he passed, um, there was a little bit of body fluids on it, but it was able to unzip it and take all the stuffing out, and I washed it and put all the stuff. It was like foamy things and
yeah.
on the side, and then there was a big flat pad that went in bottom, and it's like it was washed and everything. There was some dog hair that still didn't come out of it, but I took it up to the Humane Society. And it's like, it's been washed. Can you use it? And they said, sure. Just leave it right there. But yep, laundry detergent. I don't know. Ours are always asking for bleach. They're asked, cat toys, dog toys, treats, blankets and towels. Check with your Humane Society what they need. The 1 year, that was about 5 years. Well, it's had to be more than 5, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. We one of the high-rise apartments downtown, there was a fire in there, and they were trying to they had rescued pets, but they didn't have anything to put them in. So at that time, we had a cat. Our cat had passed. We still had the cat carrier around, so they were looking for anybody that had cages or carriers and stuff like that. So we took ours down, so they were able to, because they had to get people out of the apartment buildings for a while to get them somewhere safe until they could do repairs. But they didn't have anything place to put these animals in, and the Humane Society only has so much space.
yeah, I've got Candy's big old carrier that she used in the house when they were little. They all slept in it, but I'm going to fold it up because it folds up and put it in the shop. I'm not getting it all right now, but maybe 3 or 4 years from now I'll get one because they're not cheap, but I could actually just go give it to somebody. But my nephew said, keep it. Who knows? You might end up needing to babysit a dog or a cat for somebody. You'd have it. So,
Yeah, we still have the big cage that we had got after we got Callie, and we've kept it because sometimes the cat when the older cat who's passed now had to have surgery a couple times and had to keep him kind of isolated, and that they kept him in the cage.
Right.
Callie used it for quite a while because he, after the first year or so when we got him, he would get into things or chew things, and then it became a security thing for him. He would just before the cats moved in, he would we just have it in the corner, and he would just go and lay down in there. We didn't close the door any time, but that was kind of a security thing. He would just go lay down there and just lay there and watch us. He can come and go as he please, and now we still have the little cat. I say little because she's 5 years old, almost 6. But she needs to get spayed, and it's in the plans because between her and then when it comes time for my oldest to move in and their cat Lucky, who's a male, they need to be fixed before they can get together to be together in the same household because we don't want any little kitties. So we have that cage, so once she's had her surgery, she can maybe be isolated in there just to keep her calm. But she's pretty good. To become more of my sucky. It's funny, for the longest time, it's hard to believe, but it's already been 5 months since Callie passed. But for the longest time, I was kind of missing Callie coming to the door when I came in or whatever. And it's funny now, sometimes when I'm coming in, she comes running to the back door. It's like, well, at least somebody's glad to see me. It's cute. She's cute.
It's been, 2 weeks? Yeah.
You ready? Doesn't seem that long.
I know. It will be 2 weeks on Sunday.
Wow. This time flies, and it doesn't, sometimes things feel like they're standing still, and it's still things like opening the cheese or grating the cheese when he used to show up at the table when I'm grating the cheese, and it's like you heard the cheese package or you heard the grater looking for a piece of cheese, or how did you sense that I was cutting up broccoli? You'd be right there.
Yeah, I made cream potatoes the other day, and anytime I took out the blender or my little chopper thing that has a blending part on it, Candy would come running. She knew I was making cream potatoes. And the other day I was making them, and I said, Candy? I said, never mind.
Like, it was a day or two after New Year's Eve. And I'd bought this big thing. It's like the little pizza pop things. They're little pizza rolls. But yeah. It was a big bag from Walmart. I think it was paid $9 something for it. And it was like 85 of the pizza rolls. And I was putting them in the air fryer, and I went to take them out and put them on my plate. One dropped on the floor, and I'm doing my brain's going, I got to pick that up for dog's not going to get it.
It's not here, and the cat don't care.
When you used to have to jump to grab something because you don't want the animal to get it. I got paranoid on that after Callie got a piece of taco meat one time and had the scoots for a whole week. And it was only like this big, this little piece of meat, and it was natural spices. It wasn't any artificial stuff in it, but it was like, holy crap. Set his system off for a whole week. So that's why I jump if you drop something on the floor. It's not supposed to be for the animals. But this cat's been good. She doesn't eat things that drop on the floor, or doesn't chew on things she's not supposed to. Well, that sounds like a cool business. Auto detailing? Well, it's nice to see you at M25, Tim. It was nice to meet you in person and meet Duke in person. In person, in in real life, I should say, not in person. You may think he's a person. He's a dog. The cutest looking dog. Picture of it's Australian Shepherd or blue. Yeah, Australian Shepherd. I think it is. He is in corgi, which is really funny to see that coloring and then the short legs. Corgi and Aussie. Yeah. And there was two Dukes at M25.
Wow.
There was Tim's Duke, and then Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla, Jeff and Tammy have a dog named Duke. That's oh, I know it's Staffordshire, and I can't remember the other mix. Which he kind of in the way he looks a little bit like almost like a bit of a almost like a pit bull would, but it's not. It's Staffordshire and dang it. I have a video with him in it, and I think I mentioned in there what kind of dog he is. Let's go to the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. You can see videos of and pictures of their dog named Duke. And that Duke is the biggest suck. Facebook account for his business. And the name of your business was, I just seen it, Moonbow Auto Spa. I have to look that up on Facebook. Not that I'm going to be in Kentucky anytime soon, nor have a vehicle that needs detailing. But we can always share that out.
Yeah, I'm not in Kentucky either.
Oops. Moonbow Auto Spa. Moonbow Auto Spa. There we go. That. Copy. Paste. Auto detailing. Oh, jeez. And that was Corbin, Kentucky area. Yep. Oh, I can't type. Holy smokes. So there you go, folks. Know anybody in that area? Check that out on Facebook, and give Tim some business or share it out there. It's always appreciated. I would like to explore more of the United States. Just not in the cards for me right now to travel. At least probably not. Oh, maybe not any farther than Michigan. I will go to Michigan off and on, but not traveling too far in the next probably 2 years. Mm-hmm. I got some places. Yeah, who knows? There's some places I would like to travel outside of Canada, but I've been kind of changing things around on the travel bucket list.
Yeah, I've got 4 places on my travel bucket list that I want to do in the next 4 years. Whether I get to all of them, Well, I've actually got 5 because I got Canada. I still put Canada up there. I want to go back. Well, if I want to go back maybe to Montreal. Don't know if I can do that, but I want to go over to the Niagara Falls area, check out the casinos and stuff over there. I've never been. Never been to Niagara Falls on either side.
I haven't been to the American side. I've been to the Canadian side. Montreal is just for laughs. It's always near my birthday. Uh, there,
It's always near your birthday. You want to go to Montreal. Okay, Montreal, July, here we come. No, I've got plans for my birthday this year. Involves someone coming to my house.
drove through Montreal. It was the last time I was in Montreal area would have been 1989 because we drove out to the East Coast and it was funny because we went through Ontario right up to the Quebec border and it's like nothing against Quebec, great people, but you do get some people that if you can't speak French, they won't talk to you. So it was like, okay, we're getting all the way up to the border, we're just by the border there. We camped overnight, and then the next day we drove through the kind of the bottom part of Quebec. So we had to go through Montreal, and we did have to stop for gas after we got, I think it was across the St. Lawrence River over to the other side, headed for New Brunswick. We stopped for gas. Luckily, the people would speak to us quick enough to pay for the gas and then go. And then we just went through to New Brunswick. But they got good bagels. I hear that. Niagara Falls, I've been to when I was first time was when I was like 10, and then I didn't get there again till a couple times with my ex. Went down for around Valentine's Day for a hockey game for family I used to babysit for here because he got into the junior A, and then we got our honeymoon, and then I was probably there to. I went there with my oldest class trip. Trevor went there on a school trip, so he's been there once, and I went again when we took Kenny to Niagara Falls. So I've been there 5, maybe 6 times. I've been to Toronto more, and it's on the bucket list because my oldest said they would like to go to Toronto Zoo again, and that used to be a regular thing we did. From the time they were 2, I think was the first time. And every few years, I think the next time we went, my youngest was probably about a year and a half. And then I took them, they were a little bit older. It was kind of a first family vacation after my ex and I split up. It was like we drove down Saturday morning, went to the zoo, spent the day at the zoo, stayed in a hotel, and came home the next day. And the kids were quite happy with that. They got to stay in a hotel and go swim in the pool, and there was a couple video games. They thought that was wonderful. But I went to the zoo. I hadn't been for quite a while. And the last time I went to the zoo was not last May, the May before with me and Steve, and we met up with Rob from Cruising on the High Seas, and then the next day we met up with Nick P when he came in. But my oldest hasn't been to the zoo. I think We went when my youngest was in grade 10, and then they went with their ex-wife one time, and then they said they would like to go to the zoo again. So hopefully maybe this summer.
Yeah, I hadn't been to the zoo since my daughter was in high school. We went with the 4-H group to the zoo. It was the last time. And I wasn't really impressed when she was young when we went, those few times when we went. But someone said, you need to go now because it's all completely changed. You wouldn't, even though you've been there. They've, got better open spaces and cages instead of doing it a little bit, small enclosure. They're in bigger. So I'll get there maybe this year.
I went to Detroit Zoo, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times. I know my aunt was my brownie leader when I was younger, and I think we went a couple times with them. And then my grandmother and my one aunt on my dad's side took me and her 2 kids, and I think that's the last time I went to Detroit Zoo. And I don't know how their kids weren't that old, so I was probably maybe around 10-ish, maybe a little older. I went to Detroit Zoo, but I hadn't gone to Toronto Zoo till my youngest was 2, or my oldest was 2. So that was in 1996. It is huge. I'm just going to look up how big it is, how many acres or hectares or whatever it is. Toronto Zoo. Come on. Toronto Zoo is open almost year round. Open daily from 9:30 to 4:30. Come on, there was a thing that said how big it was. I know it's quite a few acres. It's huge. Me and Steve, we only walked maybe half of it. How big is Toronto Zoo? There was probably the better way to go. 710 acres. Largest zoo in Canada, one of the largest in the world, featuring 10 kilometers of walkways. But they do a lot of stuff for like animal conservation and stuff. Similar to a lot of stuff Australia Zoo does, and probably some other maybe ones in the US trying to, work on trying to help save species or grow species. I know that we've had Toronto Zoo unfortunately has lost a few animals this year. They had they were moving giraffes from one enclosure to another this week, and a 13-year-old giraffe, I don't know, somehow got itself wedged in the door. They'll go through, and unfortunately did not survive his injuries. And I know they lost one of their white lions this year. Last year, one of their oldest gorilla, which had been there since they opened in the 70s, passed. It's really cool. But I'm looking forward to maybe taking a weekend and going down. Hopefully this summer. And get Nikki and Trevor and Natalie and get a vehicle and go down. I don't think the tickets are too bad. $32.58. That's not bad. Or you can get city passes, which encompass the zoo and a bunch of other things. Hey, Meg, how are you doing? Listening and cleaning. Thank you for thank you for listening and hanging out.
Hello, Meg. Yeah, we have the city pass here, and I think it includes the zoo. It includes World of Coca Cola. It includes the aquarium. If I'm not mistaken, and a few other, several other places. So
Nice.
if you're going somewhere and you've got the time and you've went that far just to go to the zoo and you want to do save a little money, get a city pass, stay an extra day if you can afford it, and do something else, But
Oh, Niagara has quite a few things too, and so does Toronto, because they got a bunch of places, including another place I would like to go back to is Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto, and take the time to go through there again. And I know in Atlanta, Meg loved the aquarium down there.
oh yeah, she was there all the time.
And another aquarium I would love to visit is the one in Tampa that
Um,
Fantastic Cruising works for, Matt and Kimbra.
yeah, in Canberra.
Especially if anybody's cruising out of Tampa, it's right
Yeah,
there by the cruise port. Because they said they park in the parking lot where the aquarium, and they can see the cruise ships. I need to get a better cushion for this chair. I just feel like I'm start sliding it. The Atlanta City Pass includes 3 of the following: World of Coke, Human Rights Museum, College Football Hall of Fame, Georgia Aquarium, or Atlanta Zoo. That's pretty cool.
yeah, that's not bad.
Toronto has the Hockey Hall of Fame. And I'm not sure what's all included in Niagara Falls, but the American side has Made of the Mist. I can never remember. They used to both be called Made of the Mist, but they changed the Canadian one to something else. There is zip lining. There is Journey Beneath the Falls, where you go actually can come down in behind the falls. You can see you can't go as far as you used to be able to, but you can see where the water goes over the falls ahead of you. Or you can take another one and you come out, and there's a little pad there, and you can look over, and the falls are like right there. You get the spray. Audubon Aquarium in New Orleans. That'd be cool too. That'd be something if somebody is really into it, is to a kind of a trip of different aquariums. I thought Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto was pretty cool. We had some other distractions because there was
Well, that for a while there, they were saying that the Atlanta Aquarium was the biggest. I don't know if it still is, or if something else is, outbeat us or not.
Well, we're kind of the distractions. It was me and V and Steve and Kenny and a couple others were in there. So try to keep track of everybody, but just to take the time to go through and I love anything that has to do with water. That's kind of why I like cruising. If I have days that when I had a vehicle or have access to a vehicle, I'll go down and sit by the bridge and just watch the water and the boats and stuff like that. Or I'll go up to Canatera Park and park in the beach parking lot and just watch the waves coming in. I find that very peaceful. So being in the aquarium and seeing the life underneath the water was very fascinating. Singapore opened a bigger aquarium in one of their airports. Unfortunately, Atlanta's the second biggest. Wow. In the airport? I liked the one part, it's not a huge area in the Ripley, so I remember, where you kind of walk through the tunnel and the
Yeah.
stuff is swinging above you. I love the part with the stingrays. There was all kinds of different stingrays, and watching them swim. They just look like they're flying through the water. It's very cool. The one thing I had the opportunity to do that was really cool when I was working with one of the Cub Packs in town. Toronto Zoo does a Serengeti bush camp, and you don't arrive if your group doesn't arrive to um, till just before the park closes. So I think we arrived at 4 p.m. And kind of the first thing they do, they take you. It's just right at the end. There's a parking lot here, but and the zoo's here. It's a staff parking lot type thing, and the zoo's here. But in between, there's like a camp, and it's like the big canvas tents. They have cots in the tents and the fire pit, and there's a bathroom there and stuff. And just before they close, you take your stuff in, and then they take you to this one area. Um, I don't know, it's called Simba's something or other, and you got dinner there before the.
It's Adventures with Roxanne.
Yeah,
I think Meg's a mod. She could probably put it in there if she's still a mod for Michael Ann.
Yep, she's still one of my mods. So we went Simba something or other, and there's rhinos and stuff like here, and there's this area here where you can sit, and there had a little restaurant, and we got to choose different meals. We sat there and ate dinner, and then they took us on a tour, like back behind the scenes of. At that time, they had elephants. They did move all the elephants to warmer climate. I think they went. I think it was like San Diego. They sent them to because our elephants were getting to be seniors, and the cold climate was kind of getting difficult for them. So we got to go see, what the elephants behind the scenes. So they brought them in to feed that night, and where they took them and weighed them. It was like almost like a big weigh scale where you'd have a vehicle or something in a factory or something. And we went in there, and all of us stood on, like, the whole cub pack, and the parents and leaders stood on this, and it was like to see how much we all weighed compared to an elephant. And we got to go behind the scenes of the giraffe enclosure, which was very cool. And there was another one too, I can't remember. And then they did some kind of, I don't know, it was what, like a hunt thing. Why can I not think of words? Starts with S. We did one on the ship. Dewey did it.
A scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt. Thank you.
Yeah, I had to think. What would you talk?
I know. I hate that. I'm getting old. But I can tell you everything about the word. I can tell you what letter it starts with, but I can't figure out the friggin' word.
You came in second place, so you should remember.
I can see. I can see the area because it was back where the lions and tigers and all that were, and it was just kind of dusk, and it was a scavenger hunt, and you had to go look for certain. I know there was paw prints or something you had to look for, or symbols you had to look for, and then we went back to the camp, and they did s'mores with the kids, and then we had a campfire going and that. But then you're sitting there.
Zoo has one of those where you can go and spend a night in the zoo and take a night walk and see what animals come out at night more than a day.
Yeah, but it kept us over in that Serengeti area.
Right.
The African area there, and then we were back in the camp and having the campfire and that, but you're sitting there and you can hear lions roaring and all these other
I froze again, so I'll be right back.
There are hyenas doing their laughing whatever sound, and whatever the nighttime animals getting more active, and it was really cool just sitting there listening and going, I'm glad we're over here and they're in enclosures, but just you could sit and imagine what it would be like if you rode on safari kind of thing. That was really cool. That was a really neat experience. And then you don't have to have like a scouting group or that either. You could do a big family group, which I think would be really cool to take a big family group and It is pricey. It was, I think, at that time it was like $70 a person, but that kind of experience was worth it. I know some of the aquariums.
Yeah, the Atlanta Aquarium has sometimes, I don't, it's not all the time, but they have special nights where you can go in and go in at night
I
and
can't.
see what the animals do at night in the aquarium.
I don't know if Ripley's does that in Toronto or not, or whether it was. I have seen where aquariums have done that, and that'd be a cool experience, just because they have some of the lights and just lay there and see things swimming over top. But if you're not too sure about sharks and stuff, I don't know if you want to. Let's see, a thing on Facebook earlier. I can't remember where it was, but this place does. I don't know, it was a lake or what it was, or whatever body of water, and they could go out on floats and in the water, and then they did uh, a movie thing on a screen out in the water. But they played Jaws. You wouldn't get me out there in the water on a float if you're playing Jaws there, because I'd be having nightmares. Even if it was fresh water or something coming up.
Yeah, we have a new safari park in Georgia, and you can go and pay to spend a night in the safari park with a guide, but you're able to see what the safari animals do at night. I don't know what it costs, but I saw that on their website.
I still have my shirt from the Serengeti Bush camp, because it says something on the back about what a wild night or something. It was cool, but some of those souvenirs are definitely overpriced. But I paid for that one. My kids only wanted a little crest or badge or something. I think that's a goal this summer. Maybe I'll convince the kids to do that around my birthday. What is my birthday? What day is my birthday on? Can I look up the calendar? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. My birthday's on a Thursday. Oh, geez, do I have to go live on that day?
No, you're going to be on a vacation.
Maybe see if my kids want to go the weekend after the Friday or Saturday or something.
Right.
Something you plan in advance, and they can't say they didn't know the date. The day after my birthday or 2 days after my birthday. Haven't made any plans, really. Maybe M26 in September. Other than that, there's no plans.
Well, for my birthday this year, I think I got my friends coming, one of the YouTube friends coming down, and we're going to go to the aquarium, and they want to go to the zoo. They want to go to the varsity. I said, well, that has to be the last thing we do on the last day before y'all go home, because I'm not spending it in the bathroom. The varsity is a restaurant that's been around years and years and years. If any of y'all remember the actor Nipsey Russell,
Yep.
He worked at the varsity. It's a great place to eat, but the food has gone a little bit downhill, some people say. But they have the best onion rings. But I can't eat them. But I want to eat some. So I said, that has to be the last day. Then I know tomorrow I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay at home. But that's what I'm going to do for my birthday. And we're going to go to the casino in Alabama.
Since my youngest still owes me onion rings, because they made onion rings while I was away. What am I looking for? Nope.
There were a couple other famous people that worked there too, but I can't remember who they were. I remember Nipsey Russell worked there when he was a teenager, or a little in his 20s.
Yep.
Welcome back, Scott.
Oh, sure. And I was just looking it up to see. Yes, Scott is going live at 9 o'clock with Thursday trivia, pop culture trivia.
Ooh, we need to start looking up the answers before he has the show, and you'll have it ready. I've also wondered if he just goes offline and does one of those trivia that's already there. If he does, people can cheat and go over there and get all the answers.
I have to jump over here to find that.
Mhm.
Think. Get too many tabs open. Oh, there we go. Come on. In 28 minutes. Copy.
AM. Emma.
Thursday.
Emmy.
I cannot spell. It drives me crazy on this computer. Spacebar sometimes sticks. Thursday trivia, pop culture.
Still working on my Minecraft server to get up something to start playing with, so people can play. I've got a server, but I haven't got it all finished up for people to play yet.
I need to go back to doing some editing. Maybe tonight, definitely tomorrow. I've got a meeting tomorrow night. We have Helping Hands for Cruising has a silent auction going, which will wrap up next weekend with the Dreams in Motion. So if you can help us out with the Dreams in Motion, we would. If anybody's got some time to do an hour in that, let us know. You can let me know. I can relay it on, and
I can be on anybody's that wants me to be on theirs, but I don't know if I can gonna do one by myself. But again,
I'll probably be filling in a space whenever needed, and then I'll probably definitely get some people up there with me. I don't know. Maybe if I check, maybe I can get some past recipients on there with me.
You'll have one?
I got one. I can check with Kenny or can check with Dan, see if they're available, whatever time I happen to be doing it. We'll see. And I need to check in with Dan maybe tomorrow or the next couple days about stuff. How did your game night live go that night?
It went okay. I played a little longer. But I started a Minecraft modded pack, and it's too laggy for my computer, and you can't walk, so I gave that up. And I'm working on I got me a server, paying $10 a month for it, and other people can come in, but right now it's not open yet to the public till I get everything I want on there. When it gets open, I'll let people know. If y'all have Minecraft or your kids, I
haven't played any video games, really.
Yeah.
I played one of my youngest had, it was Xbox or maybe it's Xbox One. I can't remember. It had Shaun White snowboarding. And that's probably the only one I've played. Because all I had to do was move the controller and try to control him going down the hill so he didn't wipe out. But I haven't tried in video games, and they've not really shown me how to play. So, but that would be cool to go on and play something like that.
Yeah, Minecraft's pretty easy.
In my free time. Right now, I need to edit. I have so much. I didn't think I had much stuff, but I do have a lot of stuff to. Oh, I did. I have played a VR game. The year Trevor got his VR for Christmas. it was some kind of beats game, and there was a drum thing, and you had to do it whatever direction it was. That was kind of weird having the headset on. The thing is, I don't.
Yeah, I tried my cousin's grandson's headset, and he buys these little mats your kitchen sink, and he plays standing on it, and that way he knows that if he steps off that, he's gone out of his boundaries in his grandmother's house and won't hit anything. So in any of those games you have to hit. So I said that is a good idea. If anyone's got one, just get you one of those little rugs, and if your feet goes off of it, you know you've gone too far. That you might be running into a lamp or a wall or something.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like they got it, and the first while they did it a lot, but I don't. I think it's still sitting on top of the box or in the box in the living room. It hasn't been played in quite a while. I should see whether it needs to be updated stuff or it's about to.
Yeah, hit the TV.
About hit the TV.
Yeah.
Beat Saber. Yeah. I've seen, one channel I follow, the family in Utah. I think they all have one, but the one had like almost like walking the plank out of a high-rise building, and you look down and stuff like that. That I wouldn't be able to do.
Right.
I have a very real sense of fear of heights. I can watch videos, and it can be on the edge of something on a video, and my stomach does a flip. Just kind of, whoa. I can't watch that. But I have gone on some high things like roller coasters and stuff. That's another cool thing they have in Toronto. If you're into theme parks and stuff like that, they have Canada's Wonderland that's got some pretty wicked roller coasters. I did the mighty Canadian Mindbuster, and it's on all wood, and it's creepy to be on that one because it creaks as you're climbing up, and you can hear the wood creaking. It's like, this is kind of scary, but it's the first drop is first drop is either 75 feet or 95 feet. I think it's 75 feet, and then it goes down and goes around. It doesn't do any flips and stuff, but I did that one. Not used to looking at the graphics.
No thanks, I wouldn't do it.
I did that roller coaster. I did the Ghoster Coaster, which is in like the kids' little thing. I went with a few friends. It was probably a couple of years after they opened, and went on the Ghoster Coaster. And the one guy, and these were kids. We were in our 20s at the time, and the one guy is freaking right out on the Ghoster Coaster, and I'm like, this is nothing after going on Mindbuster, because Mindbuster, some of them are doing this, and the other ones are doing this. And the guy's doing this on the Ghoster Coaster. It was like Scooby-Doo themed. And then another time I went, there's one, there, kind of the main thing. You go into Disney and you got the castle. So you go into Wonderland, and there's like this great big mountain thing. And there's I think there's at least one roller coaster, might be two, that go through the mountain. I did that one too, other than...
Oh, no coasters for me.
No coasters for you? I will do those couple of coasters. Like, I'm not a big rides person, but there's the log flume thing where they get soaking wet.
I've done that. That was almost too much, but I got soaked.
Well, if you don't want to do that, you just stand up on the bridge that goes over it, and it comes down and the water splashes up over the bridge. You get soaked. There's also the Whitewater Canyon, and you're in the little tube of people. There's like 6 or 8 people, And the very first time I went on that, I was wearing a pair of jeans and a hoodie and all that when I went with a bunch of went on the
Yeah.
roller coaster. Of course, the dang thing gets stuck under a waterfall right over top of me. I got drenched. So I learned after that, one, not to go in May, go in the summertime. Two, you can go change into your bathing suit and you can do the wet part area, like the log ride and the Whitewater Canyon, and they have like a wave pool and or something else back there. Do that, and then get changed back in your clothes and do the rest. But
Yeah.
there have some incredible roller coasters, Behemoth, and which is a huge one, and Leviathan, and oh, can't remember all. There's some where you hang. There's some where you're flipped upside down and looped, and ones that are going hundreds. I don't know how many hundred. It feels like hundreds of feet in the air. It's like, yeah, no, you're not getting me on those things.
Mm-mm.
And there's one my cousin and another lady went on. It was like a bungee thing that's attached way up there, and they pull the thing down, and you're strapped in there, and also they let it go, and you go flying up, and it's like, oh heck no!
No way, Jose.
I have not been to Cedar Point. You know, I'm not that far from Ohio, but I've not been to Cedar Point. I'm not really I'm not the big ride kind of person. Even Ferris.
Yeah, watch a guy on TikTok who goes to Cedar Point just to play the games. He's loves to play the arcade games. He goes there all the time.
The Ferris wheels scare the crap out of me.
Oh, I won't ride a Ferris wheel either. Mm-mm.
No bungee. No.
No bungee. Nope.
I think it was a promise she had made to her daughter. I had gone. What? I'd gone with friends, and then I had gone also with the kids on one of their school trips, and I think on something else. I think it was a scouting thing or whatever. I had my niece that's the same age as my oldest that got leukemia, and when she was still alive, there was a group, because she was in hospital in Toronto. There was a group called Child Can. It's a charity that they help out with different things with the families. So like the Ronald McDonald's house is down there, but Child Can will go in and do like special things in the hospital, or they pay for parking passes for the parents, so the parents don't have to worry about parking passes and stuff. But they do an annual trip to Canada's Wonderland, which this group rate at the time, we were paying like $20 to get in, and which is extremely cheap. And it also included a meal that was, when we got to the park, we took a bus ride from London. It was usually like three huge, nice buses. Usually the ones that the hockey teams rode on, because they had their team things on the outside, but big, huge coach buses with the bathrooms and that. And we go from London to Toronto, get off, and they take you immediately into this other part where they have group meal things. And they included your meal and your admission to the park. The only thing you paid for was souvenirs. So it was really cool. But I think Maureen had made a promise to Emmy that she would do that one day. And I'm not sure it was before Emmy passed, because Emmy got to go, I think, a couple of years or 2 or 3 years. And then after she passed, we went a couple times with them. But it was an experience. I know with my youngest, they did their grade 7s, grade 8s, the school they went to, they did a great big year-end trip. and it was nuts. The year my youngest was in grade 7, we took the bus out of here like at 5 o'clock in the morning. We went to uh, medieval times. We went to we go to Hockey Hall of Fame. No, we didn't go Hockey Hall of Fame. Medieval times. We did the zoo, and we did Canada's Wonderland. I wanted to say there was something else in there, all in one day, and we got back like at midnight, which was too much in one day. Okay, we're done here. We're going, or we had lunch at medieval times, and then we're going to the zoo, and then okay, you only got this much time in the zoo. Now we got to meet here so we can go to Canada's Wonderland and go there till they almost till close, and then get back on a bus and come home. And like that was exhausting. Got kicked off a ride in front of Walmart, riding the horse and drinking beer at the same time. I never liked those horse things. I was pretty young kid. I can't even remember where it was. It was outside Woolworth or.
Oh yeah, they used to be really cheap. When our daughter grew up, she said, "I want to ride, Daddy." He said, "Oh, it's broke." Oh, well, when they gonna fix it?
I remember doing that. I was really young and doing it once and going, "That was dumb." But they have the rides at the mall. But it's just there's like a little merry-go-round. It's got three little things. It's maybe I don't know 6 or 8 feet around and goes around and around. And then there's a couple other rides like a fire truck or something. It used to be you put a loonie or $1 or $2 coin in Canada. Now they have where you can tap your card. I'm like, oh heck no! If you're not going to let me pay with coins, no way my kid would be going on it. Luckily, my kids are too big. They have just a little section down by Toys R Us. They have that, and then they have like a claw machine thing that has ducks. I looked at it, I was like, oh, cool, ducks. I could get some ducks. Heck no, I'm not tapping my card there.
Yeah.
I did find some cruise duck, or not cruise ducks. I did find some ducks.
Yeah, I ordered me some ducks this week off Temu for my next cruise, and I ordered ribbon. And on the ribbon, you could have it printed whatever you want to say. And so I've got the little key ducks because they fit in my suitcase a lot better than the standard size. Then I got this ribbon. I don't know how much it's going to get off of it, but I ordered 3 packs, and I can just tie that ribbon around the duck, and it's got pictures of Roxanne, and it says YouTube on it.
Was it a dollar store? No. Maybe it was, because I looked all over the dollar store here, Dollarama. It's like, you guys have Dollar General and Dollar Tree. We have one Dollar Tree, which never had anything. But I went, was Dollarama or? It was Dollarama. And for some reason, I found ducks, and there were yellow one pack, they had like 10 in them. One package had yellow ones, and one had some different colored ones, but they were kind of in between these two sizes.
Right.
Not quite as big as this one, but they were a bit bigger than this one. For like it was like $2 or $2.50 for a package. So I grabbed 2 packages because the Lord only knows when I find them again. So, but it's like I don't know, plans going on cruises for the next couple of years, so they're in my bin of cruise stuff for now. If I find more, then I'll grab more. But it's like, grab one while I can find them.
You would think you'd find them after Easter or around Easter time, but I looked last year around Easter time and I didn't. I saw rabbits, but I didn't see any ducks at the store I was at.
We have a store here called Winners, and it's like kind of like your Marshalls or whatever, kind of a little bit of everything. And I did find in the baby section for the Lost Cruise, it was a little Ziploc or not zip, it was a little zipper, clear zipper bag. They were 2 big ducks and 6 small ones, and it cost me $10 for 8 ducks. I'm like, but I couldn't find them anywhere else, so I was like, okay, I'll buy these. But when I seen these other ones, it's like I don't know when I'm going on a cruise again, but I'm going to stock up on them. I'm going to put them in my cruise bin with my other stuff I only use for cruising, and then put it away in the closet. And then when I go on a cruise again, or if I come across more of them, then I'll put more in there. Because I
Well,
enjoy.
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start. I've got an extra basket. I got a new cabinet coming that from IKEA because one of my new ones it's already breaking and it wasn't from IKEA. So I'm going to start me a little corner for my, you know, cruises, last minute cruises. If I ever get another last minute cruise and it's a good deal, I'll have it ready to go instead of panicking. Where is everything? Where did I put it? You know?
Also, I put everything in a bin last time. It's either in a bin or there's a few things in my top drawer of my dresser, but which is usually where I keep my password, because I used to keep it in my safe, which I should keep it in my safe, but to put it in my safe, there's all kinds of stuff on top of it. And when I'm going across over to Michigan to see my cousin or pick her up or take her back or whatever, it was like I haul everything out of the closet to get to my safe to pick, get the passport out. So it's in one of my drawers. But my bathing suits are in one drawer. There's a few things in that drawer. Everything else is in the bin over there, which I was reorganizing closets this week. I still haven't finished, but the bin will go in my closet. Till next
Yeah.
time.
I keep my passport in my pocketbook. It's right here. But I keep it in, you know that you have to wear a lanyard on cruise ships to put your card in. Well, let me get it out. It's stuck. I don't. I have this, and my passport's stuck down in the center of it. But I got to clean it out before going on the trip. But I put my passport. I put my card for the my room in here, and it's got my passport, and I keep it with me wherever. Just have it because I don't want to have to dig through my my file cabinet to find it every time.
My sign and sale cards are hanging there and there.
Yeah. Also, when you go to the airport, you got to have your ID to go. And instead of putting it back in my purse, I put this around my neck at the airport. Put my driver's license right here. I just got to pull it out when I get to the next place and show it to them. Put it back in, and it's a lot easier than having to dig through my purse at every 3 or 4 places that you now have to go through the airport to show it.
What was the one? So the first airport, was it Detroit or was it Miami? They're all in a hurry, and it's like I didn't get a chance to stick my stuff back in my. Usually, I stick my stuff in my purse. Stick my purse into the top of my
Right.
backpack to go through, and it's like there was a rushing us through so fast. And it was like I took my passport, my phone, just shoved it under my jacket in the one bin, and just like stayed really close. Okay, I went through and I was watching it come through. As soon as I got through, I grabbed that bin.
Yeah.
And the first thing to do is, okay, the passport goes in here, and this goes in here, and this goes in here, okay, and put my shoes on. And
Yeah, and the little thing that I've got, I put it all in. It was free at one of the company picnics my husband had. Did have a logo written on it, but it's gone off from some company. And I said, you don't find those too often without ordering you one, so I've got it. Hopefully it'll last me several more years.
oh, the handiest thing I bought was that little off-white crossbody bag that I wore the last 2 cruises. And it's like goes just about this big,
Yeah.
but that big strap that goes. It's like this wide, goes around, and then it's like, okay, I have a little zipper purse that I can keep money in. It goes in there. My passport goes in there. My phone goes in there. Everything is right here. So yeah, I can walk around. I can hold on to the strap if I'm feeling that insecure. But
Yeah, I like your little bag, but it's too small for me because I take 2 prescriptions and I also take over the counter for cherry tart pill for gout, and so it's a little too small because a lot of people like to. I like to keep my medicine on me. If I was taking like 4, 5, 6, 8, yeah, of course I would have it in something else. But only really need 2 out of the 3. And they all fit in my purse so nicely. So that's what I carry. One a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I'd rather not have to carry anything around. I like just having my card and okay, there we go, hands free. But sometimes you need the other stuff. But I think the only time I took
Yeah,
the only time I took my backpack was when we went to Grand Cayman.
Yeah.
Well,
We've got 4 minutes before Scott comes on.
Yep. I guess I should have pinned that chat. Where did it go? Back here. Nope. This one. See if I can back up far enough to find that. There we go. Pin the message to the top. There we go. Nope. Nope, that's not it. There's StreamYard. They're pinned it to the top, so if anybody wants to go over and play some pop culture trivia with Scott in the Sea Wave Lounge, 9 o'clock, 4 minutes. You can click on that and head over.
Sounds like fun.
I'm probably going to find downstairs to find something to eat because I didn't make any dinner yet. Couldn't decide what I want to make. Do I want to make taco bowl because there's some ground beef thawed, or do I want to? I had thought about making shepherd's pie or cottage pie because it's not veal or not. It's not lamb, but then I have to peel potatoes and cook the potatoes and. Or there's sausages, so hot Italian sausage. I should have grabbed some sauce today and could have made a meat sauce or pasta. I wasn't thinking. I don't think we have any. No, we don't have any tomatoes in the cupboard. Needed to do a canned good haul, but I don't want the other 2 get paid tomorrow, so maybe they'll want to do some groceries. I picked up a few things today. I was going to do a grocery haul after that. I forgot to. Well, I'm not getting everything out. Sorry. I was going to do a live, taking it because I was live getting out of the car. I thought to get out of the car at Walmart. I thought I could take him in and do a live, but my grocery list is on my phone, and I wouldn't be able to see it. But I was in there pretty quick and out, just in the grocery area. Then remembered after I got home that the things I want, other things I wanted. But I thought I had limited funds, and then I realized, wait a minute, I got more money coming in tomorrow. We have another thing from the government for lower income type families that through the provincial government. It's like, oh yeah, that comes in tomorrow. Because I usually keep that one for the tenant insurance because it usually used to cover it. Now I'm going to add a few more bucks to it, but it's like, and I was thinking that was already in, but that wasn't in yet. It's like, oh crap, I had more money left than I thought. But oh well, maybe grab some stuff tomorrow if I walk. If it's not raining or something, maybe I'll walk down to the grocery store down here that's like 2 blocks down. It's not too cold. Oh, it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like. Maybe I'll do some pasta sauce tomorrow with the hot Italian sausage. Yeah, cook up the ground beef into some taco meat, and if they want to do something with it, they can. They've eaten a lot of the tortillas, but that's a them problem. Because I'm just going to do a taco bowl without. Anyways, 9 o'clock, guys. If you want to head over to to Scott, go click that link at the top, and we'll see you next week. I have some ideas. I was going to talk about those tonight, but maybe I'm thinking about doing a pop-up live too at some point, maybe this weekend. Maybe we'll do a cooking live. I'll have to do that on my phone because I don't want to take this all the way down there. Well, I can fix that. I can just close that.
Everybody, see y'all on the next
You want to fix this
adventure.
tab slow in your browser? Bye. Thank you.